So if you're already watching this video, you probably already have, or at least you know how to already get your permit to carry a handgun in blue states like New Jersey, New York, California, Massachusetts, among others, unfortunately. But once you actually get your permit to carry, you may be totally lost. I get so many emails from you guys saying, I got my permit to carry, now what? What do you need to know and get before you go out there packing heat in that waistline of yours for the first time, especially in a blue state? Well, that's what we're gonna go over today. My top 5 essential must-knows before carrying in a blue state. Let's get to it. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay Costa, and I am just a red-blooded American patriot like many of you out there, living behind enemy lines here in the great state of New Jersey. And if you get value after watching this video, please smash that like button down below, and also consider subscribing because we are building a community of like-minded individuals. You see it in that comment section down below. Go check it out. Who are looking to fight for, protect, and defend our Second Amendment rights in blue states like New Jersey, New York, California, etc. So if that interests you, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can stay up to date on our weekly videos. And before we get started, I also wanted to let you guys know I am having a Steel Challenge fundraiser for my political campaign on August 25th at Gun for Hire gun range in Woodland Park, New Jersey. So if you guys want to come out, shoot some steel, it's not technically steel, it's actually like a polymer, but they're going to time us and stuff. All goes to fundraise for my political efforts here to run for Bergen County Board of Commissioners. I'm going to put a link to that in the description box down below. Whether you can come or not, would really appreciate the support in order to flip Bergen County as well as the state of New Jersey. We have a movement going on from blue to red. And in this video, I wanted to share with you guys what I have learned and the mistakes that I've made basically in my first 2 years of carrying every day. Hopefully to help you avoid the same mistakes that I have made and also help you be more or most prepared to safely and effectively carry a firearm every single day in a blue state like I do here in New Jersey. So let's just get right to it. Number 1, you must buy the right firearm. So normally I would not go down this rabbit hole, as we tend to all think that whatever gun we bought ourselves is the best option for whatever reason. But I do have to give some context to help you guys if you have the decision to make on which gun to carry as an everyday carry. Because since many of you watching this are in blue states like me, where we have unconstitutional magazine limits, keep in mind that the idea of carrying the biggest gun you can carry comfortably may not totally apply, because one of the biggest advantages of carrying a bigger firearm, like let's say this, a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 compact, which is basically a Glock 19 size firearm, one of the biggest advantages is the larger capacity. In free states, these hold 15 rounds right from the factory. But with today's micro and subcompacts, 10, 12, sometimes even 15 round magazine capacities are a thing. So that advantage is gone. But if you think you still shoot much better, more capably with a larger gun, then by all means do it, carry it. But I personally choose to carry a micro or subcompact myself, like my Shield Plus, which I carry pretty much every day, and I just train with it as much as I possibly can to make sure that I am proficient with it, because it is a little bit harder to shoot a smaller gun. Number 2, you must buy the right holster. Once you get your firearm choice set, you need a holster. First, you're going to want to choose what position you're going to carry from or carry in. Assuming you are carrying concealed, you only have a couple legitimate choices. So you can carry inside the waistband, which is what it sounds like, inside the belt, or outside the waistband, which is what it sounds like, outside the belt. So outside the waistband is of course less concealable, but generally more comfortable. This would generally be at the 3 or 4 o'clock position. This is good for people, especially who have to like wear suits for work or something, or if you're always wearing a jacket for whatever reason, where you can cover that outside the waistband holster that you have. Now, the downside to carrying outside the waistband at the 3 or 4 o'clock position is that you don't have your own eyes on it. It's like kind of behind you here, right? So you have less of a way to defend it from someone trying to grab it. So let's say your jacket gets caught on the holster and a stranger sees your gun from behind. they can easily come up right behind you, grab, swipe your firearm, and you would have very little chance to stop them. Then you have what's called inside the waistband, which is of course more concealable since the holster and the firearm are inside your belt, inside your pants, as opposed to outside. You will have to get used to it, but you do get used to it, trust me. The first week or two that I was carrying inside the waistband, I was like, screw this is ridiculous. I have a chunk of metal in my pants. Now I don't even know. Inside the waistband, you do have a couple options within that category. You can still carry at the 3 or 4 o'clock position, which has the same advantages as well as drawbacks as outside the waistband at those positions. It's good if you're wearing a jacket, but you do lose some defense of your firearm, let's call it. But you can carry what's called appendix position. This is what I prefer and what most YouTube gun tubers out there prefer nowadays. Yes, it is not the most comfortable, right? So it goes right here and your firearm is sticking into your leg, but you have quick access to your firearm and it's always under your supervision. It's right in the front. So if a stranger tried to grab it from you, your arms are there and you can stop them from doing so, or at least slow them down. Now, once you have a carry position set, you can then go pick out an actual holster to purchase. Start with a quality brand made in the USA. I have a strict rule when it comes to holsters. Don't buy cheap when it's holding a gun that's pointing right at your balls. And I think that's pretty good advice. Some examples of some good brands are Tenacor, which I love. Tier 1 concealment is awesome as well. T-Rex Arms used to be awesome until the face of the company got blackballed by his own brothers for control. That being said, they make great holsters. I have multiple of them. This is a T-Rex Arms Raptor 2.0 that I carry with that M&P 2.0 compact. You can also choose to pick a holster that either carries an extra mag or does not. So in blue states, you may want to actually carry an extra magazine since we have those unconstitutional mag limits here. But even if you don't have a holster that holds an extra magazine yourself, you can always get this thing that's called a NeoAG. It is available on Amazon. I will put an affiliate link in the description box down below if you want to check it out. This allows you to conceal an extra magazine right in your pocket using magnet, I believe. And it's very easy to use and very functional. You could also just throw an extra magazine in your pocket and be done with it. Number 3, you must buy the correct and legal ammunition. So before you go load up your magazines with standard range ammo, let's call it, there are some things you need to know about different types of ammunition and the ballistics of them. So let's start with the basics. When it comes to a round of ammunition, it's comprised of 3 main parts. You have the bullet, the casing, and then the primer. The bullet is, of course, the actual piece, in this case brass, that is expelled from the firearm when you shoot. The casing is this outer shell that basically holds all of the components of the round together, and it gets shot out of the firearm when you shoot. And then lastly, there is the primer. The primer is a very sensitive explosive material that gives the bullet the energy to be propelled through the barrel of the handgun, and then gives the energy of the handgun to cycle the next round into the chamber. Now that you know the basics of the components of a round of ammo, it is important to realize that not all ammo is the same. There is standard full metal jacket ammo, usually used in the range by civilians. This has a standard round bullet and is made to be cheap, effective, and powerful. But while carrying, you're going to want to use what's called defense ammo. These are rounds with different tips, okay, on the bullet that expand on impact in order to stop the bullet in the target as opposed to blowing right through it and causing unnecessary damage or harm to bystanders. You basically want a bullet to penetrate into the target defensively, but not over-penetrate and go through the target, if that makes sense. Finding the correct ammo to carry is a very tricky proposition in blue states because many of them have banned so-called hollow point rounds like this, so please do your own due diligence on what your state allows you to carry. Before you get all on me in the comment section, hollow points are illegal to carry in New Jersey, but you are allowed to have them in your house. Why, I have no idea. Now, I have made a video in the past on what carry ammo we are allowed to have here in the state of New Jersey. I'll link it to up in the corner right now, as well as in the description box down below. We're not allowed to carry hollow point, as I just mentioned, but we can carry these polymer-filled tips like the Hornady Critical Duty and Critical Defense. Number 4, you must buy a safe. So the next thing you should get right away is a gun safe. And I'm not talking about those huge monster safes that weigh 1,000,000 pounds that you need to deadbolt into the concrete floor of your basement. Those are fine for firearms that you don't carry every day, right, or touch every day. But if you're going to be grabbing a firearm and a holster daily, bringing it on and off your person, you want something with quick and easy access. This especially is true if you have children in the home like I do. Make it a habit to put your carry weapon in a small safe just like this one. This is a Vaultec LifePod 2.0. I did a review video on this in the past that I'll put a link to right now. They are available on Amazon for $169, which I will once again put an affiliate link for in the description box down below if you're interested in checking it out and buying it. It operates on a rechargeable battery. It has 4 different numbers for an adjustable code, and it opens with that code. They also have a biometric one as well. And you could also use a manual key that they give you also if you want to open it that way. I've had it for almost 2 years now, and I don't think I've recharged it more than twice in that time frame, and that was out of an abundance of caution. Now, I would recommend, honestly, they're cheap enough, getting multiple of these, since you could use it to keep it in your vehicle to store your firearm when you go into a location where you're not allowed to legally carry. And if you have children, like I said I do, you can have multiple of these around the house. That way you have somewhere to put your firearm in multiple locations, multiple areas of your home. So that way it's never left out in the open when you take it off of your person. They're also great, and I know this from experience, to use to travel through an airport as they are TSA compliant. So they're very usable, very cheap and effective. I would highly recommend the Vaultec LifePod 2.0. They're not a sponsor of mine, but it is a great option. And number 5, you must train. You must buy training. If you're going to be carrying a firearm every day, you are now taking on an enormous responsibility. You have to realize that. Just because you have a firearm now on you that you're carrying does not mean you're automatically more safe. In fact, you are now less safe than you were before, because if you're not properly equipped, the chances of you or someone around you getting shot just went up dramatically compared to before carrying a firearm. These are deadly, deadly weapons as they are meant to be. They're supposed to be. They're designed this way. So take professional training courses as soon as you possibly can. Not range time alone, training courses. Not the qualifying course that you need to get your permit to carry. Training courses with professionals. So what these training courses do is add just a hint of controlled stress to your environment. You will be very, very surprised and humbled on how much you fumble around your firearm at the first training course that you take. Just because other people around you are handling loaded firearms, you get nervous, you get scared a little bit. Eventually you get used to it, and that is the point. So once you get more comfortable under these kind of limited, controlled stress environments and get the idea of what you need to work on, you can then use individual range time and dry firing in your home to practice alone. You're going to want to gain familiarity and muscle memory with your carry gun. Use one gun first. Don't buy a million different guns. Stick to one that you carry every day. Learn the ins and out of it. Learn how it handles when you grip it this way, when you grip it that way, one way, another, how to obtain a sight picture quickly and effectively. All of this is done with proper training and repetition, muscle memory. I know it costs money, but you need to invest in yourself and the people you love around you as well. Because if you don't, you will pay the price if you ever need to use this thing in a self-defense situation. That's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in that comment section what you think about my top 5 must-knows before carrying every single day in a blue state. Do you have any extra to add, or do you disagree with some of mine as well? Let me know in that comment section down below. Also, if you like this video, you will love my custom created firearms related playlist. I'll put a link to that right now in the corner as well as in the description box down below. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.